when it's gone, I can't keep on.
Yeah, this is your boy Lord Solomon, and I just want to say thank you to Chicago Music Awards for 41 years of everything that you've been doing for the city of Chicago, all the landmark and extraordinary things you've been doing for the artists in Chicago. We love you.
Special shout outs to the Chicago Music Awards for over 40 years of service and love to our Chicago artists. We love you with all our hearts. Thank you and peace.
We got the kind of loving that does candy, and you recognize the real inside of me. If I didn't have you, where would I be? Where would I? Tell me, where would I be? Oh, 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 oh. Where would I be? Oh, oh, where would I? Oh, where would I?
Sweet chocolate mimosa means my dreams is coming closer. Vietnamese candy with her sugar apple kisses. Cherry smiling got me wildin', whole presentation delicious. Plus I love the fact the most high let me taste and share the very same breath and blessed space. My baby angel inhale. What we do alone in close quarters is private intel. She's a confirmation, mommy, daddy, night that when we'll even do her thing in public. And I love it in the restaurant view when she take off all her shoes, playing footsies under tables just to get me in the mood. I'm like, ooh, they say, how you get her? I said, how could I not? Every day that I play, I get baby girl all I got.
And you recognize the real inside of me.
Ooh, yeah.
If I didn't have you, where would I be?
But who knew?
Where would I? Tell me, where would I be? Oh, 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 oh. Where would I be? Oh, oh,
Up in the morning, I roll over, knowing sweetness on my shoulder. So I hold her, keep her closer like sweet Passover Carosa. Radio up on the sofa, banging Shabba ranks, vocals singing Mr. Lover, Lover, Lover. I massage her feet just so she can feel the heat in the palms of my heart. It's the psalms and the calm of my
Give me 15 seconds and I'll show you how you can get featured in major media like NBC News.
Because I'm dropping fucking real tears right now. Like,
light them up.
can y'all stop playing with me? I'm happy, but I'm fucking crying. Like, you just, bro. No fucking, oh my god, I love you, but like, come on now, you can't be doing shit like that.
2018, we've been locked in ever since. Pretty love and pretty hurts. I understand you taught to love me, broken promises. Yeah, cheated on and treated wrong, but I need you to know I love you from a place that's unforgettable. I don't see the mention of the money without you by my side. I don't want relations if I gotta ship alone. Promises, I need you.
Thank you, everyone. So those were some of the highlights of the Chicago Music Awards. As we know, the Music Awards, of course, Chicago is the birthplace of so many music genres: gospel, house, Chicago-style stepping. And for those artists that we know that are icons in the world, they were awarded first. Martin had the vision and the, his finger on the temperament of, Chicago's culture. And he recognizes talent very early on. And we now know that these people have gone on to do wonderful, great things. We're talking about Chance the Rapper, Kanye West, Common, so many people, Jennifer Hudson. These people were recognized in the past awardees and nominees and things like that. So that's really how special the Chicago Music Awards. And so this year we had a different charge. We asked the community, the musical community, to create and write a song that was really specifically about Chicago. We needed that kind of cultural energy, right? We needed to be able to celebrate Chicago and highlight all of the wonderful things about what we do and who we are. And we did that this year, and two wonderful artists actually stepped up to the plate. Well, actually more than that, but they were able to win the contest, and we'll, replicate their works a little bit later again. But they were able to win the songwriting contest. So Martin put a call out to have them to write a song about Chicago, all of the wonderful things about Chicago, including a mention and information about the Chicago Music Awards. So that's what you saw. So again, we have so much jam-packed for you for the rest of the time that you'll be with us. But now I will give it over to our MC and partner, Art Norman, to take us through the rest of the program. So thank you, Mr. Norman.
Just before Art Norman, we have the Irawma coming up.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Irawma. So Irawma again. So Jamaica is the birthplace of reggae music. And we certainly know that it is the heartbeat of the Caribbean, and so many wonderful artists come from Jamaica that that you also saw as well. They were actually nominated and they've been awarded. And again, Martin was able to see the vision and recognizing their talents and their contributions. All of the industry greats that you saw in the video earlier, they have rejoined and will rejoin us for Irawma as well. So let us see a little bit more about the song contest for the 40th Irawma Music Awards.
Now, you know, this year, for its 40th anniversary, Irawma has added a song contest to determine best Irawma song for 2023. And so tonight, we're going to showcase the final contestants, and we have a panel of 5 judges, and a little bit later on, they'll tell us who the winners are. So the first 2 performances are going to be on video, so I'll ask you to turn your attention to the screens as we hear from Black Spade. He's a Jamaican American out of New York, and he'll be followed by Jamon, who is an American out of Chicago.
This a reggae world music award. Award to the artists, them a work hard. Award to producer, Satan record. The fest is full and we no need nobody guard. Snap a picture, paparazzi a record. International we represent yard and broad. Televised, realize, set new record. Big up all of the sponsors, my best record.
You know it's just legendary. 40 years of Irawma, international Jamaica down to Guatemala. We got you dancing out your seats. We can teach you the samba, so keep your worries to a minimum. Hakuna Matata. See, it's kind of crazy just to be in this spot. Greg Isaac Award, wonder who taking the spot. Be the Taj, the winner shoulda had you wailing.
Music alive, it kept me alive. Tools and the metals to the satellites. You tell me how you can tell by me smile. Represent party and have a good. Irawma party, we no want go home. 2 o'clock thing coming up. Want go home, rock me. Reggae music straight to me own. Happy anniversary. Irawma. International Reggae and World Music Awards. Irawma. Thank you for pushing reggae music internationally. You are the reggae music, reggae and dancehall mommy.
Irawma, this is no drama. A musician and an entertainer, this is the Irawma. It's not a drama. A red carpet, me walk on come in, yeah, this is the Irawma. It's not a drama. Ephraim Martin, him a the founder, big up the Irawma.
A little bit later on, our panel of 5 judges will tell us what their decision is and who our winner is tonight for the 40th anniversary Irawma Song Contest.
Martin's International presents the 41st anniversary of Irawma International Reggae and World Music Awards to honor the best of reggae and world music entertainers. Sunday, March 24, 2024. Follow our social media pages to find out where in the world Irawma will be held. If you would like to be a brand partner, visit irawma.com or email irawmasponsor@gmail.com or call 8779-REGGAE. Irawma, bringing nations together through music and culture. See you there!
Thank you so much. So again, we did a nice little walk through the song contest for Irawma, the International Reggae and Music World Awards. And so now we will move into the remainder of our time together, and we will discuss the calendar of events 2024 for Martins International.
All right.
Hey there, Art.
Unmute your mic.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Thank you very much. Welcome from Chicago. I am one of the worker bees for Dr. Martin, and I just wanted to say something about him and how important he is to the city of Chicago. Dr. Ephraim Martin, president of Martin International, founder of the International Reggae and World Music Awards, executive producer of the Chicago Music Awards, and I have emceed and been a presenter at the Chicago Music Awards many, many times. And Dr. Martin is no joke. He is really on the ground doing the best that he can for our community. And in addition, earlier this year, this musical mastermind went to Kingston, Jamaica, and he also founded and was honored for his work with Black Heroes Matter Coalition. He received the Badge of Honor for Meritorious Service from Sir Patrick Allen. That's for all his work in Chicago. And let me tell you something about the biggest street in Chicago, that goes from the far north side to the far south side of Chicago is called Lakeshore Drive. Well, if you know anything about the city of Chicago, it was founded by a Black Caribbean from Haiti, Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable. So he had me to be on a committee to research it because he wanted to rename that long street I was talking about, Lakeshore Drive, to Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable Drive. And so I did some research, and I told the mayor, and I tell her every time I see her, you did a right decision listening to Dr. Martin, because if you think where the Wrigley building is in Chicago, that's the exact site of the first business in Chicago, not Black business, but the first business. It was a fur trading post, and this man was well educated. He had a full set of encyclopedias, Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable. He vacationed at the south of France every year, but he had a relationship with the Native Americans in the Chicago area. And so everybody, all the Native Americans, and I talked to the Algonquin Indian tribe, they would say, we're going to Chicago. And I said, well, where did that name come from? He says, Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable heard us talk about the land of bad smell. Now, at the fork of the Chicago River, that's where all the skunks used to congregate. And so if you went down to the south of Chicago, where the Wrigley building is now, it stank real bad. So the Native Americans would say, we're going to Chicago. Today, it's called Chicago, invented and put in our history books by a Black man from Haiti. And we just named that street. Lakeshore Drive is now called Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable Lakeshore Drive. And so I thank Dr. Ephraim Martin for making that happen. It's been a blessing to have him on the team and to spearhead that. He sat and he talked to the mayor of the city of Chicago, Lori Lightfoot, and she said, you know, that's a great idea. The city that was named by a Black man should have something with his name on it. And because we have a Black mayor and she listens to Dr. Martin, they made the change. And every time I see the Lakeshore Drive sign, I thank Dr. Martin for making it happen. Now, Dr. Martin got his start in music because of his good friend, Bob Marley. See, he was a reporter for the Jamaican newspaper, The Ghanaian. And what Dr. Martin did, he and a young Bob Marley, these are young guys. So Bob Marley said, listen, Ephraim, why don't you do something about music? You love music so much. So that's where the impetus for the Chicago Music Awards and the awards festival we're taking into consideration right now. And plus, you got to look at all the music. See, when you go to the Chicago Music Awards and you follow Ephraim Martin, you see the best of country and Western, polka music. He gets an award for the best polka player in the world right here in Chicago. Ephraim Martin does that. And that's why I'm proud to be on this team, because And if you're in Chicago, don't forget to check me out. I'm on NBC News right here in Chicago. It's Channel 5. But please welcome right now, Dr. Ephraim Martin. Ephraim?
Wow. What must I say? Anyway, let me again say a very special thanks, Art. You know, NBC has been our partner for over 25 years.
Yes.
And we are very pleased to have NBC TV as such a long-running partner, and we trust it will continue. Let me say on behalf of my wife, Justice Shelvin Louise Marial, she was one of the persons who worked with me, and that renaming of Lakeshore Drive as Jean Baptiste Port de Sable, and of course Valerie, who's on the line now, who is hosting. She was on, and there's several of you on the line right now who were part of that movement, and we thank you. The job is not over because there's more to be done. We are still waiting on a 25-foot monument and to possibly read of a city holiday. That's for another day. Nonetheless, again, I want to say a very special thanks on behalf of my wife and Dana Martin, my daughter, and the team of Martin's International volunteers and staff. Thank you for all that you have done over the years. Our team internationally from Jamaica to Africa, and all those people who volunteer their service over the years, we want to say a very special thank you. You may have known that we have just completed our 40th anniversary of Irawma in Jamaica. Irawma has been in Jamaica for eight years overall. During the pandemic, 2 of those years were by virtual broadcast. The last prior to the pandemic, our 37th Irawma was in Kingston, Jamaica. And then this year, we returned for our 40th anniversary. You know, Jamaica is the land of reggae. Jamaica is the home of reggae music. And we love it very much. But the world today is talking reggae and playing reggae wherever you go. We have some very outstanding entertainers. This evening, we are going to announce the calendar for 2024. You watched earlier the Apollo Theater where we had the music awards. We're at Apollo Theater for 3 times. We're in New York overall from 2003 to 2011. Most of that time was, the event was hosted at the Apollo Theater. Before heading on to Trinidad, and from there we continue back into Chicago, then to Florida, and of course we mentioned Jamaica. But we have been in many cities throughout the United States and overseas. But as people been asking, where are we going to be for 2024 with the Irawma? For next year, we have decided to return to South Florida with the Irawma. Not forgetting Jamaica, we'll at some point maybe rotate 1 year Jamaica, the next year in this country or elsewhere. But for our 41st Irawma, it will be held on Friday, March the 22nd. It will be at the Lauderdale Performing Arts Center. That is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. And of course, the 21st will be our Health Awareness Day, right there in Florida. The awards will be kicking off at 7 p.m. for the red carpet arrival for celebrities. The awards show will be at 8:30 for the showcase. And of course, the reception will be going on from 7:30 and to 8:30. But tonight.
Hello. Can we ask Mr. Martin to please turn up his volume a little bit? And he's off camera. Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for reminding me there. Okay, now.
There he is.
Thank you.
Great, Dr. Martin, thank you. I want to see your smiling face.
Okay. Yes. So as we kick off this promotion, today is the day that we open up the contest. The Irawma Song Contest is open to the public and to entertainers from all walks of life. If you want to participate, you can be a part of the Irawma contest starting today. However, for the voting and the nomination for our entertainers, that will start on the 29th of next month, which is November the 29th, and the nomination will go through the January 23rd. That's a closing day for the nomination. Our nomination, at the closing of the nomination, it will be time for the public for us to release the nominees and for the public to participate. So on January the 25th, we will call the nominees in all the categories, and then it's time for the general public to participate in voting all the way through March the 5th. Now, in the voting, we can only have one vote per person, and any attempt to duplicate vote will be discarded and will be kicked out from the system. We want you to vote, but one vote per person. And we know that last year we have seen well over 100,000 votes. Wow. Well, over 300,000, if I must say, but there are large number of votes that were kicked out because they're duplicate and they're automatically picked up. So no duplication attempt can make it through the system. So vote once, vote once, and that's it. Now, the contest for the best song contest, the finalists will be named in March, and the fans can vote for them. That's going to be strictly on youtube.com/Irawma. They can vote on for the winner on YouTube for the finalists, and that will go through the day of the award. Now and that's for the Irawma. Later on, when you go to Irawma.com, you will get all the information about other details on Irawma. For the Festival of Life, our 31st African Caribbean International Festival of Life, under the banner of bringing nations together through music and culture. That will be July the 4th through the 7th. And it's going to be in Washington Park. And that, as you may have known, NASCAR may be coming back again, but that will not affect us. We are going to be there in Washington Park, July 4th through the 7th. However, the 42nd Chicago Music Awards, for the third time in its history, will be combined with the Festival of Life and will be held on Friday, July the 5th, right there in Washington Park. Now, for the African Caribbean International Festival not the African Caribbean, rather the Jerk Seafood and Vegan Fest. That will be September 7th and 8th. And that will give the venue for that later on, as the new rule is the city that you cannot announce the location if you're on the street until 6 months before the event. So we'll give you that date later. We'll give you that venue later on for the JSVFEST. So those are the events that we have on the plan for 2024. We are encouraging our people to participate as much as they can, both in the process of nomination and for the contest, those people who want to be in the contest. We're also encouraging those who would like to be partners to join us. You can go to martinsinternational.com for all the information, on all the events, and be a partner with us for our various events. I must have to say a very special thanks to all our partners who have been with us for a very long time. And I talk about NBC, and not just NBC5. I don't want to make the mistake of not saying Telemundo. NBC 5 and Telemundo is a joint partner with us. And our very good station, WVON, the only talk station of that matters in Chicago and the country. WVON has been a long-term partner. We want to say a very special thanks to them. Special thanks to those other partners who have been with us for over 30 years, or close to 30 years. We are talking about La Portero Inc. We're talking about Rogers Park Food Market, Old Rural Market. Those are some of our long-term partners. We have several other partners in other regions that when you go to our website, you will be seeing their logo and their name, from Jamaica to Florida, Atlanta, Africa, and so forth. You will see those partners listed there. But for now, these are the dates that we have for you. We look forward to each and everyone joining us for 2024. I should let you know that what we have done today, we have put early bird tickets on sale for the Irawma, and that is on sale tonight. And with 52% off the ticket going on right now, you can go to Irawma.com, but also you can go to www.lpacfl.com. That's LPACFL.com. That's for the venue and the Lauderdale Performing Arts Center. And you can go to our website also to get tickets and other information, travel, etc., regardless of where you're coming from. So we look forward to seeing you all in 2024 and to celebrate together at our various events. Thank you very much. Thanks to all the participants and for all of you who have been supporting us over the years. With that, I'll turn it back to the moderator, and we'll entertain any questions.
So thank you, Mr. Martin. So yeah, that is a jam-packed year of events, and Irawma is gonna be off the chain. Don't wait, get your tickets as soon as you can. Promises to be a fabulous event in a fabulous location as well. So definitely don't delay, so that we can continue to make those memories as you saw in the videos and the clips that we had. So now I think we're going to move into any questions, feedback that anyone has about the process, the nominations, the event itself. So if you have questions, please unmute yourself and ask them, or you can put them in the chat and we will address them.
I'd like to ask a question.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I'm here. Yes,
I can hear you.
Okay, listen, thank you very much, Dr. Martin, for doing what you're doing. And I want to talk about the early days. How did you get the idea to do music? How did you get the idea to do music? I know you and Bob Marley, you as a reporter in Kingston, you got to meet Bob Marley. How did that begin? How did that happen?
Wow. Okay, well, let me say this. And I must have acknowledged, I say my good friend who I grew up with in between Balford Henry's on the line to an outstanding journalist, a veteran journalist. I see that he's here too. And because Balford Henry and myself, we used to run together sometimes. But in those days, let me say, on March 21st of 2018, after 1980, I got a call from Richard Marley, and she wanted me to meet Bob Marley coming from Brazil.
Oh.
Bob Marley won an award, not for music, but he won an award for and when I went to the airport, Jacob Miller and Bob Marley, we were walking and coming in from the plane, going back. And he was hitting me on my side with his luggage, and Jacob Miller on the other side, and he's like, they're encouraging me to do something more than just media work, and I was saying, no, not me. I couldn't do it. But the unfortunate thing happened 2 days later, and I don't plan to tell it this evening, but we lost Jacob Miller. We had a meeting at the Third World JSVFEST Theater, the official opening, And while I was there waiting on him, he was kind of late, and I left. And when I returned to my office, I got the call that he died in an accident. And that's I started thinking twice. But more so, I really got involved with it when, and let me just slow down and that's the third word. Tonight is a coincidence going on here because there are lots of this call tonight, but they couldn't be on because third world Ibu Cooper, who passed away recently, is going on right as we speak, right now as we speak. So some of those people can't be on with us tonight. Nonetheless, so in 1980, I went back to New York and in August to the Democratic Convention, and I got an invitation to come to Chicago to speak on the assault on illiteracy by the Black Media Inc. And while I was there, I was invited to join the Chicago Defender as a team member. I didn't want to because I said I just want to stay with the Green and go back home and everything. Nonetheless, I was convinced to work with the Defender. And while working with them, of course, certain things happened that we had to do something about it. An article I wrote. And then at the same time, Peter Tash was passing through town. And while he was at the Park West.
Oh.
He was at the Park West and he asked me about, we're talking about just regular news coverage, but I told him about a plan that we have to start a music awards, but to use the music because reggae was so deep. Reggae was all about the movement and the culture and equal rights and justice. And because of what was going on in South Africa, apartheid and Nelson Mandela behind bars, we talked about it and I said, we want to start this award, but we want to use the music as a way of getting the message out for an end to apartheid and for the freedom of Nelson Mandela while awarding people at the same time. And Peter Tash and Copeland Forbes were right there. And Peter Tash said, listen, I'm on board. And they spoke to Dennis Brown and the other people and all the reggae entertainers, Freddie McGregor and others later on Montego, they all said, hey, we are on board. And that's the way it all got started.
Wow.
So in a nutshell, another day I'll tell about it.
Well, I know that in Chicago, we have a food festival. It's called the Taste of Chicago. And according to the latest numbers, your festivals, the Caribbean Festival, the Veggie Festival, everything in Washington Park outdraws the 8 million people that come on Lakeshore Drive. Unbelievable. You're doing a great job, Dr. Martin.
Well, thank you. Yes, thank you. Okay. Thank you, Art. Any other question?
If no one has, I got another one.
I got one too.
Go ahead. You go first.
All right. I'm DJ Bugsy D. I just want to say thank you so much, the organizer, for this award. I'm the best Afrobeat DJ of the year in Chicago, in which I really, really, really appreciate this. It made a lot for me. And I dedicate this award to my mom, to my late mother. She was the one that took me to studio 1995 in Nigeria to go and learn DJ. When I messed up, they said mess up everything at home. I never knew when I came to United States, I would be doing DJ right here.
Wow.
So I appreciate everybody that voted for me. Dr. Martins, God will continue to bless you. Go get her. God will continue to bless everybody. I'm so happy to be here and for this award. I really appreciate you guys, man. Continue to do the good work, sir. God bless you. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's all I got to say.
Yes. And let me say, over these years, I must have mentioned that people from across Africa, the Caribbean, and overall, we have honored over 17,000 entertainers and those who have made outstanding contribution to the industry, and some activists and others. Over 17,000 people have been acknowledged as nominees or winners. But winners over 3,300 winners between the two awards in that time. I know we are in we are now getting ready to do our 23rd. Well, with all events will be our 125 special events over the last 40 years, and because of you, because of the people who have supported us, we're able to do it, and we thank all the people that have participated in all our events.
You received the Badge of Honor Award in Jamaica. What was that like? I understand you were smiling from ear to ear. What was that like? That's a special honor.
Yes, it was, and I thank the people of Jamaica and the government of Jamaica and the people who nominated me, and it was a great honor, I must have to say. And to be honored by your own country is good. As a matter of fact, I also must thank, I know there's some Nigerian on the line, so let me, I thank them also, because last month I was the recipient of a Lifetime Award in Nigeria. And also, and the people in
Congratulations.
And the people in Chicago in June gave me that special award for Men of Excellence in June of this year. And for all the awards that I have received over the years, over 100, I absolutely thank all the people who have seen the need to do that. They didn't have to do anything, but they did. And I thank them all for bestowing such honor on me and my team. Because when I accept on behalf of my team, who are like the backbone of what I do, and especially my wife and daughter, who have sacrificed themselves to make it happen.
So next year, you're going to be in Florida, correct?
For the international awards, we return to Florida. Again, we're going to be at the Lauderdale Performing Arts Center. That's in Fort Lauderdale. And that will be, like I mentioned,
I got to book my flight now. Thank you very much, Dr. Martin.
Yes.
Next question. How do you get so many genres under one roof for your Chicago Music Awards? I'm on stage introducing and announcing the winners, and they're the best of Polish music, the best of country and Western. They're all there and they're performing. And this idea was hatched by a Black man, you. How did you have that vision to have so many genres under the same roof?
So we have over 20 genres of music that we honor every year. They're from rock, blues, country, Western, name it, all genres. We don't skip anyone, we don't leave out anyone. And from day one, when we started, it was just about the reggae more so primarily. But thanks to the staple singers and Pop Staple and Evan Staple and Mavis Staple, because the first year when we started, we didn't have any sponsor, we didn't have any support. We just went out and paid by ourselves. But Pop Staple and Staple Singers were in a studio together. And that first year, and they said, when I listened to the interview and learn what we're doing, the Staple Singers said, oh, what can we do? We need to help you. We need to help to make it possible. They got on board. And then with their support, we were able to get the participation of some of the other genre, the blues, the jazz, and the R&B, and some of the other, the rock and country Western, etc. Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations. That's exciting. Exciting.
Okay. So I look forward to seeing everyone, each and every one of you, making a trip, a special trip, get away. Or whether cold Chicago or New York or where it's kind of coolish, you want to head on to Florida for that weekend. And if you're in other region, you just want to head on to Florida and celebrate with us.
Well, I just want to say we're proud to be one of your sponsors. NBC TV is proud to be one of your sponsors. So it gives me a lot of pride to be on stage with Dr. Martin, announcing the winners, and there are no losers because everybody's a winner. And that's why we invest financially in what you do, because We see the fruits of your labor. Packed crowds in Washington Park, outdrawing the taste of Chicago. You renamed Lakeshore Drive after a Black man who found the word from the Native Americans who live in Chicago, and it was called Chicago. That's what the Algonquin Native American tribe called this area where the fur trading post was, Chicago, meaning the land of bad smell. Keep up the good work, Dr. Martin. You're doing a wonderful job.
Trust that, we'll be able to, in some way or form, shape and form, continue to, I know the last time we had a full broadcast of the award in NBC was prior to the pandemic. That was following Saturday Night Live, which was wonderful.
Yes.
We can get it all across the nation somehow in the coming years or so. And, just to keep the relationship going and to make sure that,
Thank you.
Part of whatever we do. Thank you very much.
Hi, Mr. Martin. This is DJ Venus from Australia. Just wanted to say hello. And it's a beautiful morning over here. It's 8 a.m. I'm glad I managed to catch you.
Yes, and I want to thank all the people in Australia who have been supporting us. And, we were so busy last year voting and doing everything. Thank you for your work in Australia for us and elsewhere. And we encourage you to just keep it going. Thank you.
Maybe we can hold a Rama in the future in Australia, Martin.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, we want to come with you, Vanessa.
I'm a selector. I play all genres of world music, and including reggae, dancehall, soca, Afro beats, the reggaeton, everything, as well as Australian music as well, which I think, our music needs to be recognized too. So maybe you guys can come down under and give us a visit, and we can definitely welcome you with open arms.
Yeah.
Okay. All things are possible. We look forward to it.
Yes.
If there are no other questions, I guess we can move on to our vote of thanks or adjournment. If no other questions from
I have a comment. Congratulations on another launch, another year.
Thank you so very much. We appreciate it.
Nice that this will be in Florida this time. Question, is there going to be anything different about Irawma for 2024 in terms of what the offerings will be for 2024? Is there anything significantly different that the media needs to be aware of?
First, let me say, you didn't identify yourself, but one of the most powerful person with the solid agency in Jamaica, not just Jamaica, wherever you go, they are very solid organization out there that doing a lot in the music industry. They have everything down pat and ready. And yes, we're going to be talking about that, and we look forward in having some lots of things that I want to talk to you about later on. But with everything that you said, we are looking forward to having more things for the media and everyone.
Okay, and just the gentleman from NBC, I've been watching and listening to you. I'm very heartened that NBC has supported the Irawma Awards, that we really applaud something like that. Just the fact that the music can do so much with how we progress as a nation and how we progress as nations and then how we progress as the world. The music is so significant and impactful in how we develop and how we usher in different developments worldwide. And so I'm very heartened that you're a part of this and that you seem to be so much dedicated to Irawma.
And let me tell you something about backstage. You got all these performers, Common, Kanye West, the best poker music, the best country and Western music, but backstage, it is a melting pot. They're all friends. They get along. You got to see that to believe it. And thank you, Mr. Martin, for putting them together, because I never thought I'd see a country western star and Common laughing and joking about something backstage at the Chicago Music Awards, thanks to you.
Awesome.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Judith. Thank you, everyone. Any final word from anyone before we move on to our adjournment?
You going to get some discounts for Florida?
Yes, we're gonna publish that later on, and we'll certainly keep you abreast on that.
Well, I just got a news release from the NAACP about a month ago. They did not want African Americans, brown and black people, to travel to the state of Florida because the governor there has been obstinate. He's anti everything, and so the NAACP said, "Don't travel to Florida for anything." Right. So a lot of people are skipping Florida, but your date coincides after the election. So all the trouble should be gone by the time we get there.
Now, let me say, yes, I've spoken to several of the organizations who pull their thing out of Florida and some in Atlanta, and we talked about that. But understanding our market and understanding what we're doing and the difference, we are not in support of what the governor said about the black here and like that. But our kind of music now is the music that will help to save them. Because, you know, when you're wrong, and we know that you're wrong. But we are not a audience, and our entertainers, most of them, lots of them are in South Florida, and they are not in support of what the governor has to say or whatever he has to say about African American or anyone. And it's something that we respect, and we respect the people who decided not to go. And but of course, our event is a little different, and what we're about is a little different. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, we noticed a drop in attendance. According to Disney, there's been a drop in attendance since the NAACP issued that travel advisory. So a lot of people saying, I don't want to go to Florida this year, I'll go next year. People are just skipping Florida in large numbers. And he feels it, and DeSantis feels it, the governor there feels it. But you know, it's up to next year, it's going to be on your back. It's going to be up to you to say, all right, NAACP, you're going to lift the ban to Florida? And I think they will. I already asked them about that, and they want the election to be behind us.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately for this one, we'll be ahead of the election for next year for the general. But our message will always be clear, and you know what we're about and what
Sure.
we support NAACP all the time. We are close to them. We are part of them, and also the different organizations that are pulling out. We are close to them. They are our brothers and sisters. So we support them and they support us. But, you know.
Yeah, I'm the former president of the National Association of Black Journalists. And we were going to plan a convention, a national convention of Black journalists from all over the world, from Russia. They all come for our NABJ convention. Mm-hmm. So this year we decided to move it. We moved it from Florida to Washington, D.C. because we didn't want to upset the NAACP. All these reporters from all over the world come together. Altogether, about 15,000 of us. Just think about it. And they have a lot of 15,000 people like me. Think about it. And we come together. And last time that happened was in Washington when the senator decided not to recognize the King holiday. So we got ready to pull out of the convention in Washington, and they changed their mind overnight, just like that. And they put the King holiday back on the calendar. Every state was recognized the King holiday, except one. And so we had to. They changed for us. So hopefully this will happen again and again and again.
Yeah, a change is coming. A change is coming to Florida. A change is coming to all these red states and others that's opposing our people. But reggae Our kind of music is the kind of music that helps to bring people together from all,
Yes.
Bring us all together as one, where we can celebrate as one people and they can understand what it's all about.
So I read your bio that says you're also a musician. Tell me about that. You used to play music?
Oh, that part is wrong. Not me.
Oh, okay. I thought
musician, but no.
okay.
Play music.
Thank you. Okay. I thought you sang or something. I didn't know.
Isn't the truth about it? It's because of our concern about in the earlier days in the 80s or so, about what was going on in South Africa and how to best deal with it. You remember when in South Africa, when the people, most of those countries gained their independence, it's always reggae music that they use to celebrate independence. So it was just natural that the music as part of what you're doing.
We applaud you. We applaud you, Dr. Martin. Keep up the good work.
Just to stop, we do have a question from the chat about media credentials and passes. So for media partners, independent media professionals, we will have the guidance and the forms and everything available on the website. So please check our websites regularly. And you'll be able to access them, download them, complete your forms and sign the disclaimers and everything. And then your media credentials will be granted for any of the events throughout the year. And I'll be working closely with you, on your coverage and everything. So thank you for that question.
Thank you.
Yes. And if you come to Chicago, don't forget, drive on Lakeshore Drive just to experience. That is Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable Lakeshore Drive. Thanks to Ephraim Martin, and I was on the committee that did all the work, and he was the man. He is the man.
All right.
I do also want to say, not so much about the Florida question and everything. There's a way that we can support local businesses, minority-owned business enterprises, and things like that when we're there. That's the kind of work that we do and the impact that the event structure has. But with the music, you mentioned Bob Marley several times throughout this time together and everything. And we have someone that is from Nigeria and everything, came here, who is the Afrobeats DJ winner. And when you think about icons and influencers like Bob Marley and Fela Kuti from Nigeria, and the time that we're in and the big questions that we have and the problems, honestly, that we have, we can look through the catalogs of those men and their work and their music and their legacies and the songs that they wrote. And we can actually unpack this and address some of the questions that we have today by listening to the music that they provided for us so many years ago. Their music is timeless. It was very, very much, something that we can champion. They were ambassadors. This is why the work of Martin is so relevant today. So I just want to thank you for continuing to call that out and everything. And so all of these wonderful artists and these DJs, that are pushing forward culture, Black culture, world culture to, it's more than just music and celebrations, but we really are addressing some questions that we have today. So I just want to thank you for what you do again and what you do fearlessly. Thank you for your authenticity in your craft, as those two men did. And so many beyond them and with them. So, there's a huge movie project that's coming out this year with Bob Marley and One Love. And so the world is very highly anticipating that film and that work and everything. And it's just going to make reggae music on a bigger platform and everything. And I'm really excited about all of that and the timing of what, we're doing this year, all year. So it's an exciting time.
Yes, it is. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to thank you all for coming. And make sure you subscribe to Irawma on YouTube. That's youtube.com/Irawma with notifications so you will know when some of our things, videos and others going out, and for all the contestants who will be in some.
Now, for those who are watching right now, Dr. Martin, is there a website that we can go to and get more information? Give me the www address for the folks who right now are at home listening to you.
Irawma.com, www.irawma.com for the Irawma. Now for the Festival of Life is internationalfestivaloflife.com. For the Chicago Music Awards is chicagomusicawards.org. And for the JSV is JSVFEST.com. But when you go to martinsinternational.com, that's the umbrella company that shows everything, including the Black Lives Matter organizations and the work of the Black Lives Matter, the social justice work, overall for everything. And let me say, we can always, in that site, when you go there, if you want to support our movements and everything, go and make a donation to help us to carry this struggle on, because it's a lot that we are doing that people just don't know about behind the scene. But you know, if you go there, you can make a contribution to help to carry on not just the music work, but the social justice part of our movement, and also for health awareness, or health awareness, where we try to help some of these people in need. There are lots of entertainers who just fail to really take care of their health and not taking proper care, and they may be needed sometimes. So we want to be there to be able to support them in times of need. And then their hospital in Jamaica, there the Kidney Association, Kidney Organization in the United States that we try to support, among others. But later on, you will know more about it, and when you go to our website, you will see some of these organizations. I must have to say the Saba Museum is one that we strongly support all the time, because there was a time when that was the only thing that we have that shows or mentions the Saba. That's the Saba Museum. Well, you all know what I'm talking about, the Saba Museum. And thanks to the late Margaret Barrows, because I'm doing what I'm doing today, and the late Earl Washington, because before he became mayor, when I came to Chicago, he was one of those persons who kind of educate me. I was at the Defender, but I was covering Earl Washington. He was the one who told me about that, because I was from the Caribbean. He was telling me about this man from the Caribbean, the Saba, who discovered and started Chicago. And I said, what? I didn't know that. And I had to educate me about the Saba, you know, and I thank him for that. And, you know, all the other people who supported us. Reverend Jesse Jackson, he has been so good to us over the years, and I want to also thank him.
I also want to thank your wife. Everybody should know who your wife is. Justice Shelvin Hall, Illinois Supreme Court. She wanted to put this wonderful thing together. We met with the mayor of the city of Chicago in this kind of a format, this exact format, because we were in the middle of a COVID. So we met like this with Mayor Lori Lightfoot and Justice Hall and Dr. Martin, and we put it together because I did all the research. I said, this was not a regular black man. This was a superior, intelligent black man, Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable. I mean, he had a black business. He called Chicago, Chicago. Remember that. And so when you come to Chicago, check out Lakeshore Drive.
Yes, sir. All right. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be talking to everyone individually later on. Give me a call when you get a chance to, and we can talk more. Again, make sure you on Facebook, we are International Reggae and World Music Awards, Chicago Music Awards for the Chicago, and International Festival of Life for the festival on social media, and YouTube on what's called IG for the Irawma, it's Irawma Awards. So follow us and like us. Thank you. Thanks for all of you who have taken the time out. And you know, I just appreciate all of you from Jamaica, from other parts of the Caribbean, Africa, United